welcome back to the It's Just Us podcast with your hosts Imani and Aish. I hope you guys are having a lovely, lovely day so far. And we are back. And you know what? It really is giving consistency, don't you think?
Yeah, man.
Like, we're really turning a new leaf here. But again, we've got another guest episode because I know you guys love the guest episodes. So we've got two incredible powerhouses in the room with us. Two beautiful Gymshark athletes that have honestly broken barriers and have inspired thousands and thousands of girls, not just in the UK, but around the globe. I feel like these girls are international these days. I see
They are.
They really are. So you've got to my right, your left, Maymah.
Just to give you
And to my left, your right, Aliya, aka Grafazita. So introducing Maymah and Grafazita. Woo! Welcome, guys. How are you guys feeling today? You happy to be here?
Of course, always.
What a leading question.
The answer is yes, basically.
Yeah.
No, but thank you guys so much for coming on. It's honestly incredible to have you. It's the first time I'm actually meeting you, Maymah, today. Honestly, we've been planning a thing for God knows how long, and it just never ever happens because I'm in London and she's all the way up in Leeds, so there's a fat distance there. But alhamdulillah, it's amazing to have you here today. And same with you, Aliya. Like, I've met you a couple of times, we've met you a couple of times, but we don't really see you as often because, you know, you guys are busy girls. Life gets super busy.
In the gym.
Exactly, honestly. But regardless, I know that you guys are absolutely smashing it with everything. Two Gymshark athletes. Gonna obviously start from the very beginning because I feel like that's how your story kind of starts. When you were a child, were you guys active? Were you active when you were younger?
No.
You were like sitting on the bench in PE, right?
Actually, no, I used to love PE.
Okay.
But I used to also be scared of other people. Like, there was this other girl called Nazish and she was like a bull and I was like terrified of her.
I love how you name dropped. I love that.
I knew like I'm never going to forget that because she like barged me and my shoulders never felt the same since.
Oh. Imagine she barged you today. She won't be able to.
She should be like flying back.
In her head, literally.
Deadlift her like
That'd be crazy.
Bloody Leeds, man.
Yeah.
But so you weren't really as active, but you did enjoy PE.
Yeah, like team sports. I had other
so
people
like
around me.
cheeky rounders,
Yeah.
basketball, that stuff. Would you say that when you were younger and what was your reason for not really enjoying like movement as such, but then liked PE? Was it just because of like background or genuinely just because you weren't as motivated? Like, what was your reason for that?
Like, as a kid, I had siblings, so I used to play outside with them and stuff. Play on my little bike.
Yeah.
But then after that, like during high school and stuff, it was uncool.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a thing that people did.
Yeah.
People usually just used to hang out or go out to eat and stuff, not really work out or play any sports outside of school.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably why.
I feel like gym was never the norm, to be honest. I feel like it was just like going out to eat. But nowadays, I feel like the generation below us actually find gym really cool. And they like moving their bodies. What about you? What were you like when you were a child?
When did you start flying?
Yeah.
Nah, not even.
When did you develop your wings, bro? Chat to me.
I was actually the opposite. I was actually very sporty when I was younger. Throughout primary school, secondary school, I was always really like fast at running. I was really good at athletics. In secondary school, the bleep test, all of the stuff. I wasn't the best at the bleep test.
You unlocked a core memory right there.
Finished me, yeah.
Heart
Honestly,
attack every day.
there was one time I pushed myself so hard in that my PE teacher, she was like, I actually ended up throwing up, and she was like, it just means that you really care about the sport. You really pushed yourself. I was like, I'm never doing that again. That's never happening again. I don't care to push myself like that ever again. But I was in secondary school. I did like loads of different things. I did netball. I did hockey one time. They got a specialist to come in. And and obviously, you know how like you're really crouched down when it comes to hockey. And she said to me, she was like, "Oh, you know, have you ever thought about doing hockey? You know, like properly. I was like, bro, you want to give me back problems by the age of 22? I was like, I'm not doing.
But
hockey.
you could have been a pro hockey player.
But hockey. Do you know what it is? It's one of the ones like it was fun, but it wasn't something that I was.
It
wasn't something that I was really
passionate about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I really loved basketball, so in my last 3 years of secondary school, I used to help my teacher coach basketball. And then in my final year, obviously, because I lived in Scotland, so you don't go to college or sixth form, it's just straight high school for 6 years. So in my final year, I took on the basketball team on my own. Like I used to coach them, just like the basics, nothing crazy.
London Lions. It should be you.
Yeah. That's so
yeah.
cool that you were coaching people
Yeah.
though. That's
amazing.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I was an ambassador, young ambassador for sport, and I'd go to like the government. The government would host like these annual meetings
Schemes
with all
and stuff.
with all the people around the city.
Yeah.
In primary, I would early secondary school, for example, kids who had disabilities and things like that, we'd go and we'd host like sports days for them and things like that.
Nice.
So I feel like I've always had,
That little spark.
Yeah, that
from
spark
day
for
one,
fitness
yeah.
from day one. Yeah,
No, that's really
basically,
cool.
yeah.
I think also going back to 6 years in high school, like that's very different to what we have. We have school,
Yeah.
secondary school, college, and then uni.
Yeah.
But you had whole 6 years. What was
Yeah.
that like with being around the same people for a whole 6 years?
Cause obviously I didn't know any different, and you can't really miss something you've never had, or like in that kind of
For
sense.
sure. Yeah.
So for me, 6 years in secondary school was very normal. I
Yeah.
went to a girls' school, and my school was although I lived in Glasgow, which is at the time was very predominantly white. My primary school, I think there was like 4 or 5 black people in the whole school. It was insane. And then I went to secondary school, where all the Muslims wanted to send their kids to a girls' school. But for me, it just happened to be my catchment area school.
Yeah.
So I went there. So then I was,
Surrounded
with your
by
people.
everyone.
surrounded by
Yeah.
loads of like Asians. It was mainly South Asian, I would say.
Yeah.
In that school. So it was like a complete contrast to the two schools. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed secondary school. I wouldn't change it for anything.
Oh, amazing.
So yeah, I feel like, and that also because there were no boys, I kind of had that freedom to fully go out, literally anything I wanted to go for. I just had, without the pressure of boys and,
100%.
I have a crush on this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
no,
boy would be
100%.
humbling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
the
is.
secondary school journey, I feel like everyone goes through that kind of like phase, or they have those moments. But with you, I
Yeah.
feel like it was very much, let me focus on myself, let me
For
better
sure.
myself.
Yeah.
And I think that's really sick to have and carry
Yeah.
at that age, because when I was in secondary school, brother, like, I don't know what I was doing with myself. I was just confused most of the time. So it's really cool that you had that motivation, which is incredible. So I wouldn't say these like journeys are similar, but there are some small similarities. Like you did enjoy PE. Is there anyone in your family that are sporty, that are into fitness, or were you the first person to actually get into fitness in your family?
I feel like I'm the first one, because everyone else is. I feel like this is such a cultural norm, but we were all very education focused. So it's like, oh yeah, your auntie's been to university.
Yeah.
This person studied for that. This person has now become that. So you need to follow the same.
Comparison.
So throughout secondary school, that was my main focus, because anything else was a waste of time, right?
Yeah.
So it was all very educational, like education based, rather than fitness and mental health and all that. Because what's mental health? No one knew what that was.
Mental health doesn't exist
Yeah,
in
no
South
one
Asian
knows what that
communities.
is until you go through it, and then you have to expose like
Exactly.
your parents to it and actually teach them and stuff like that. But I feel like over time, it just became a thing of very education, and that was an optional thing. That's just something that you do as part of school, but it's not like you won't go out your way to go to do it.
Yeah. What about you? Are you the first sporty girl in the house, or fitness girl in the house?
Babe, she's been doing up training camp with her niece.
I've been seeing the
it.
stories. I've been seeing, and I find that insane. I love
I
that.
love it.
Thank you. When I was younger, when I used to live in London, my brothers used to go with family, friends, and cousins. They used to play football, but just like the generic kind of, they play football on the weekends, things like that. And then in my more recent previous years, kind of like 4 or 5 years ago, my brother, he started I have 3 brothers. One of them kind of started going to the gym, and he was slimmer, but then he like really built himself up. But even though he went to the gym, he's the only one that I can think of in my whole family that actually does any kind of
Movement. Yeah.
or like goes to the gym or does anything of that sort. Even amongst my cousins, there's no one that I can really think of, or aunties or uncles, do you know what I mean, that actually does any kind of, if I've missed anyone out, I'm sorry. But even though my brother goes to the gym, he still does. He went to the gym, and I saw him come back, and that was it. I feel like my love for the gym now didn't come from that, although I did see him go to the gym. There was never, I wasn't exposed to it, obviously, because when he goes to the gym and does his thing, it's at the gym.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, but other than that, honestly, like there's, especially a girl, there's no one else in my family who really trains like that. And I am trying to, that's the thing with my nieces, I am trying to kind of
teach them the ropes.
Yeah, kind of expose them to it, like, you know, you don't have to sit around
show them what your body can do.
Exactly,
100%.
what it can do. And sometimes I'll be doing something and then they'll try it and they'll be like, oh, like, wow, I didn't know I could do that kind of thing. And it's funny sometimes.
Mashallah is beautiful. Like, they're so young, yet they're like able to do half a pull-up. I can't even do a quarter. Do you know what I mean? So that's respectful.
Yeah, because
really
the older you get, the heavier you get, bro.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
There's like,
if I started when I was like 10 kg, I probably would be better now.
There's this. I don't know if you've seen that video of that that Asian kid who can do like 30 pull-ups, right? And someone was like, oh, you guys are training for competitions. I'm training to beat a 7-year-old kid.
No, it's real. That's real.
I'm like, that's me. I don't care to. I'm not in competition with anyone else.
Other than that 7-year-old kid.
No, but I love
it's so funny.
You're trying to take a flight to India and be like, let's do it.
No, I get that. I think, you know, going back to your brother going to the gym, I feel like you have a bit of you had a bit of motivation there, even though you know, going to the gym and doing that yourself was your own journey. Your brother was almost like that kind of like whisper in your ear that actually, you know, the gym's a place that you can go to.
For sure.
So you had that little motivation. Did you have any type of motivation, or
Who got you in the gym?
Yeah.
Or did anyone, or what got you in the gym?
Me, myself, and I.
Basically, because
I love that.
I went through like this big mental health dip at the end of high school, waiting for sixth form to start, and I didn't really have any hobbies at that time. Or I think it was just at the end of sixth form actually, so a couple of years afterwards, and I'm waiting for uni to start, and I had no hobbies. I didn't really have a job or anything because my dad didn't let me get one. And then I was doing nothing, and my mental health was in the bin. Literally, I wasn't really happy with the way that I looked, and it was an endless cycle. And at that time as well, you're not supposed to do this, but I took myself off my mental health meds, like for anxiety and depression. So I just took myself off them because I was like, I don't really want to go down the med route. And then I was like, I need a hobby that's actually going to pay me back and give me some sort of return rather than just going out and doing something with no aim. So I went to the gym, and I hated it. I absolutely despised it, right? It's just I dread my gym sessions because they used to cause me so much anxiety. Like, I never used to make eye contact with anyone. I just used to do stuff on the machines, not really know what I was doing.
No, just vibes.
But
just vibes.
after like 3-4 months, I started to see the changes, because obviously you make changes with your diet, with your sleep, with everything else, because you want this routine, right? And then things started to change. Then I felt better and better the more that I went. So then it just never stopped going since, really.
I find that very brave of you to obviously, like, even say openly, like, I went through this, like, I almost went. Did you say you took the meds, or you almost went down the route?
So I
that's what you needed.
I was on them for like 4 or 5 months, and it wasn't improving. And with medications, it takes a long time for them to actually start working
and kick in.
And it actually does make it get worse before it improves. And they make you put on weight, which at that time
I've heard about
it wasn't really what I wanted. Or in that way either.
So what allowed you to kind of have that turning point of like, you know what, I do need to kind of like get help or take these meds, or even just find another outlet
change something
and change something. When was that turning point, or what kind of allowed you to have that turning point? Was there a trigger?
I can't remember a specific trigger, but I just remember thinking that I'm taking these meds and nothing's really changing. Like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I need something to change, and I want to do something a bit more.
How old were you?
Different. How old are people at the end of year
11? Or
no, 12 or 13.
Like 17?
Yeah, just before uni, 17, 18.
Yeah. So I started at like 19, 20,
Well, I commend you for even taking that decision to kind of step away from something medical and more something physical, which I think a lot of people struggle to actually understand. And you know what? I think all of us can relate to that, you know what? Gym is a huge mental health kind of outlet for us. Like, I started gym because of mental health. My journey's a little bit similar to you in that sense, where I physically just couldn't do it anymore. Like, I was gonna explode, and then I went to the gym, and I've had a bit of gym experience before, but I never took it seriously. And then when I did start to take it seriously and see those results, I just felt incredible. So it's kind of, proof is in the pudding. Like, when you actually start moving your body, going to the gym, you not only develop something that you love to do, but you also feel better about yourself. Would you relate to that with the whole like mental
Yeah,
health?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, it's called the healthy state, man. What do
Yeah.
you think? What do you
Period.
think? No, no, of course. I was in a, I think I started the same age actually. You know, when you're 18, 17, 18, you actually think the whole world's against you.
Yeah.
Then you get older, then you actually deep that the world is against you. But then it's not like, it was the same. But I think now I go to the gym because if I don't, like, it's the same reason. I don't think that reason's ever changed. I think my lifestyle, like, events have caused my mental health to be very, very challenged. But it's like, that's the thing that keeps me constant.
Yeah. No,
You know?
I really respect that. That you've again acknowledged.
Yeah.
This is what's gonna help me. I know with you, Aliya, like you, because I've been actually following you for a very long time, and I was actually a fan of your fashion content. Just
She was like,
just
come into the building.
like not me at university trying to do the turban and hijab and everything.
No, you
Like,
are
I was
the OG.
doing
You
it.
are the OG,
You
man.
were the OG. You really are the muse. But
honestly.
you were doing fashion content for a while, and then actually I think just near the time that I met you, that's when you started to delve into more fitness content. When you were doing fashion content, were you going to the gym, or did you start gym at a later stage when you started the fitness content?
So when I started up my, because I've been content creating since I was like 17.
Yeah, and
It
you
was just something
bodied
I did.
everything.
Did
Why
you
did
really?
everything?
You're making me shy.
Nah,
Yeah.
I gotta say it. I gotta say it.
At the time, honestly, or on my days, I was very into, you know, like the girls who did the hijab tutorials, like Habiba De Silva, Dina Tokyo, which is crazy
Dina
because me
Tokyo.
and
And now
Dina
your
Tokyo
girls
have-
do Dina Tokyo at the Afro event.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's crazy how like we both kind of did the same. So I used to do the same. I used to watch their videos, like the turban tutorials, all these kind of things.
Yeah.
And there was one time I posted. I had an iPhone 4 at the time. I put my thing landscape. My phone, and then I recorded like a. Mind you, I was wearing it's called a you might know it as a bati, right?
Yeah.
Did I like it's like an East African dress that you wear in the house, right?
Yeah.
I had no makeup on. It was just literally vibes.
I love how you remember this. Like,
Yeah,
every
to
detail.
I can't
This
forget
is her come up video.
because I can't forget. I recorded a one hijab tutorial. I think it was a turban tutorial with this thick scarf as well, and then I
Like
posted it on
Jersey.
Call it pashmina or something.
yeah, I posted it on YouTube. Tell me why I went to Quran lessons the next day, and the boys were making fun of me.
I can
was like-
imagine.
And then there was a guy there I had a crush on as well, which is terrible. It was this
No, it's
Quran
right,
lesson.
man.
But it happens, man. Like, we're all human, innit?
Yeah.
And I went and I deleted it quickly. And then I never posted again on YouTube.
Okay.
Then I took it to Instagram, and then I started doing like my thing on Instagram,
Yeah.
whatever. And I just posted my clothes just in passing. I actually had no clue you could get paid on Instagram.
I don't think nothing back then.
It
though.
wasn't
It
a
really
thing.
wasn't. Yeah, it was. It really wasn't. Like I did.
To this day, it's still hard to monetize with Instagram.
It
if
is,
anything,
yeah, it really is. Like
Yeah.
unless you're getting a bunch of brand deals, it's
Yeah.
really difficult.
Yeah.
And at the time, TikTok was Musically, so
Yeah.
like there was nothing there. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just post it in passing, but I never. In the initial stages, I wasn't training. No, I wasn't going to the gym, and I feel like if you've got the eye for, obviously I can see because I know how I used to look. You could see I kind of got skinnier and skinnier because obviously, again, we were talking about mental health. It happens sometimes. I lost weight unintentionally, so I became like really skinnier. And like I don't know, my face was just very skinny. And then I kind of started spiraling into this deep. And then I had these problems going on with uni, and like I was
Uni's a
facing,
different type
like,
of mental health
on
that
it,
people go through.
and then
like it's in its own avenue.
like honestly, and then these things started piling onto each other, and then close to the end of when I stopped kind of posting the fashion content and I kind of steered towards the fitness stuff, I was training behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, like I'm a content creator. Let me just record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Little tutu
like,
pull up.
Tutu pull up, yeah, like you know, when I was back when I couldn't do a single one, I would
Which
record.
is crazy.
Yeah,
Back
like,
when you couldn't, the queen of Cali.
No,
when she had the
no.
moment, she couldn't even do a single pull up. That's crazy.
Honestly,
Can't imagine it.
I'm literally a beginner in this game. You guys don't even
Then
understand.
Queen to us.
I'm thinking she's a beginner, man. What is a pre beginner? Because that's where we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, legit.
Not even a pre-beginner. Like, what's before that?
No, like I've seen the standard, and guys, I am not there. Like
But Alhamdulillah, you've
Alhamdulillah.
progressed massively, and
yeah.
I think that's really cool that you were doing it behind the scenes. You were kind of focusing on yourself.
Yeah.
I want to gloss back to when you were obviously losing weight, and you said it was a mental health thing. Would you say that social media could be a trigger for just being a bit like conscious about how
Did it
you
help
were
your mental
feeling,
health?
or did it help you?
Plummet it more?
For me personally, obviously there are things you see online, and you're like, right, you know, is this realistic? Like, should I look like that kind of thing? I feel like it did add to, because obviously I was really conscious of the fact that I had lost weight, and then to like looking at people online, I was like, right, like, okay, I look even further away from this, you know what I mean? So it does add to that aspect of it. But then, you know, you get to a point where I can't even say that I was like, oh, I've had enough, I'm going to go to the gym. I can't even say that's how I got into it. I genuinely went to the gym because I continued to go to the gym because it gave me some kind of distraction to everything else I was dealing with.
100%.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I agree with that as well. It's a distraction.
And I always encourage, when you're going to the gym, forget the results. Don't go in like results focused. Just go in for the journey of it, because when you carry on with the journey, the results come.
Exactly.
Whereas if you go in results focused, obviously the gym,
Discipline.
everyone knows, you know, it can take you 2 months, it can take you 2 years. You see what I'm saying? So different things take you
Literally,
different amounts of times.
Yeah.
So when people ask me, how long did it take you to do X, Y, Z? I'm like, that's irrelevant. It doesn't matter, because how long it took me, it might not take the same amount of time for you.
Exactly.
So it's that mental resilience to kind of, you know, I'm going for the sake of, you know, I'm here for the long run, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
That's essentially what it is.
Amazing.
So yeah, that's essentially how I got into it. And then obviously I had lost weight, but then when I kept going to the gym, you build up the appetite. So I was eating more, and on top of that I was building muscle. So then I ended up gaining weight again. And I feel like I'm a much better place. I gained like 10 kilos, guys.
But it was good 10 kilos.
It was 100%. Like I was,
that's great 10 kilos, bro.
That was a beautiful 10 kilos.
Exactly.
And I'm trying to, you know, and I don't know if I'm at where I want to be, but I'm also enjoying the ride. Like I'm not killing myself over calories. Like, come on, guys, life is too short for that
100%. I used to not really be educated with the whole like kg, like gaining weight, losing weight. So when I was in that like kind of period of like unhealthy eating as well, like not having a good relationship with food, I remember banging gym out for a period and gaining like 4 kg, 5 kg, but no, like not understanding that was muscle that I was putting into my body, and it wasn't, and that's what was developing, and it wasn't fat. So I was like, oh my god, like I'm gaining weight. And then obviously, like, because of people around me that were also uneducated, like some family members that also saw an increase in the scale and be like, oh my gosh, like you're going up. It really plays on your mind. So that's why I think it's so important that you have to really kind of like educate yourself and learn like what you're actually doing, like how is it benefiting you. That is muscle that you're building, and you're not putting on fat. And even if you do, it's what it is. It's cool. It's fine, because it's the journey, and you're gonna lose it, you're gonna gain it. Food is beautiful, guys. Like don't ever deprive yourself from that. You know. But yeah, that's amazing. So you obviously started as fashion. You actually started fitness, and
she's the OG.
Yeah, she's
like,
the OG.
I'm telling you, she's the mama.
She was the mamacita of the fitness content. But before we get into your journey, I want to say you've inspired me, bro. Like from the get-go, like from the absolute get-go. When I was developing my social media, I remember making a video about...
I actually remember your video.
Yeah, I met Liana Diva at a meet and greet, a Gymshark meet and greet, and I was like, other inspirations, Maymah. Like I remember I mentioned you. But tell me, what actually caused you to actually start social media? What was your push?
You know what? I just wanted to make personal like progress videos. Low-key, it was a joke as well. Like I never took it seriously.
That for you. I love that for you.
Because at the time, it was so early as well in my journey that I had no confidence in the gym. Yeah. Even just being there, let alone recording myself. So what I used to do, oh my god. So I used to have like
what was your tripod?
No tripod. So a water bottle literally. Or I just used to dash my phone on the floor and then run. Make sure no one saw you put it down. Run, and the angles, like you can still, if you like scroll all the way down, you'll be able to see the angles. Like half my legs cut off. You can't see my head. head, my body's just like moving up and down, like you just can't see anything. It's awful.
Yeah.
But over time, obviously, I became more confident. But literally, it was just for like self-documentation purposes because I wanted to see my own journey and like the weight that I've
Your
gained
progress.
and stuff like that. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And then slowly, like I think my first, well, they're boycotted now, but the first brand deal that I did was with a gym that is not very good. And then slowly over time, I was like, oh wait,
I
people
remember
actually
that.
Poop gym, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll call it poop gym.
Yeah.
Poop gym.
Yeah.
I
That was the
hear
first
it.
one,
Yeah.
And then like after that, I was like, oh wait, people actually care. Like this is actually a source of motivation for people. And I was like really inspired by that to carry on, because like I didn't really see a point in it otherwise if it was just for personal self-documentation. But yeah.
When did you like actually see the progress in numbers? Because mashallah, like your page is massive now, and when you actually saw that kind of shift in numbers of like the thousands, the Ks, like how did that make you feel?
Well,
at that time?
so Pure Gym happened first, and then it was like I posted on Twitter and TikTok at the time, and Gymshark picked up on it, and then they sent me some free stuff, and I was like, this is actually crazy.
Yeah.
And on Instagram though, I was still under 10k, and then Gymshark had signed me. I feel like I was the smallest athlete ever to be recruited under 10k.
No, that's
And then obviously
amazing,
since then I've
mashallah.
been with them for like 3 years, so it's like tripled in size since then.
I
but
know.
I think that's so mad. Like that,
I
they
did not know
actually
you were
gave me
under
a
10k,
contract.
and that's
yeah,
insane.
that's mad.
That's incredible.
Yeah, like
Like,
people
wow.
sleep on smaller creators.
100%,
I'm so glad they didn't sleep on you though.
Yeah.
They would have lost out.
I mean, I
So-
completely agree. I feel like a lot of people do focus on the number and not the
Yeah.
quality of
Yeah.
content. And when you
Or
start
the
focusing on
quality
the
of the
number,
creator.
exactly,
Do you know what I mean?
the insight that they can actually give to their audience. So that's amazing. Obviously, I've noticed that you developed in content as well. So you went from kind of being Maymah lifts to Maymah, and that username
Oh, the
also changed,
rebrand.
the rebrand.
Little
Tell me
cheeky
why you
one.
did that
Yeah.
rebrand. What
Because
was that about?
obviously Maymah Lifts is very gym focused, and it's
Yeah.
like there's so much more to me than just the gym. Obviously, I
100%.
bash gym; it's in my blood. Like I love a good
Yeah.
gym session, but
Yeah.
it's not all that I have to offer, and I'm still like kind of struggling with trying to like branch out into different things, because like I've had so many people say, oh yeah, you should do makeup tutorials, and I'm like, yeah, I should, and then I go home and I'm like, I'm not recording myself.
I'm still waiting on that.
And like when I get
tutorial,
ready,
like-
I don't have my hijab on. I like have
No,
like
no.
a vest on.
It's so
You know these get ready
I'm
with
chilling
me.
How are you
out.
getting out of the bed with hijab on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not
Literally.
really
Yeah.
starting
There's
my
like
day.
10 steps that go into it before we can actually,
Yeah.
whereas other people literally just get up, tripod there, and they're
Like,
like,
who
That's
is
it, they're
brushing their teeth
fine.
with hijab on?
PJs, anything.
It's not
like,
realistic.
bro.
No.
No, I 100%. I don't get it. Like, especially get ready with me. I completely understand. Like,
You
it
gotta
also-
start ready.
It's doable.
You gotta
You
start ready.
You gotta put the hijab on first.
It's just ready
So-
with me. There's no get. There's no
Exactly.
get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I find that really cool that you want to kind of like delve. What kind of future content do you see for yourself then, if it's not just fitness?
Not ready with me.
Not ready with me. Yeah.
No, when I saw you on a little, did you go on a little cruise? Like,
I
before?
did.
I was like, Maymah
Travel
travels.
I
vlog.
would absolutely freaking love that. But like I'd love to do more like daily vlogs and stuff.
Vlogs, yeah.
Travel vlogs, but like daily random shit anyway.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
my,
yeah.
my life
I would
is
love to
just
see you in the lab, because aren't you still a
the
little
lab.
Yeah, are you not doing radiography?
So I used to be a radiographer.
Yes.
So I used to like actually treat patients. Now I work as a medical dosimetrist.
Okay.
So I work in an
Mashallah.
office 3 days a week.
Can you tell me what that is?
Yeah.
So you know if someone has
We don't know what that is.
So if I Google that later.
you know if someone has
It
cancer.
just sounded clever, so I was like, mashallah.
If
Like,
someone-
go on.
So if someone has cancer, obviously their treatment options are like chemotherapy,
Yeah.
and one of them is radiation therapy or radiotherapy.
Yeah.
So I plan that treatment for them.
That's incredible. So, let's actually. I know this is a bit of a back and forth. I know we were meant to go in order with your journeys, but what did you study in school? Is that what is
Radiotherapy
related?
and oncology.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing if social media wasn't there, you'd be doing this full time.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you really
But
enjoy it.
now I want to leave.
Oh,
Get
fair.
me
Now you're like,
out.
get me out.
Give me a brand chip every month, please.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, it gets difficult, and
Yeah, 100%.
do you still? So you're still doing the part-time 9 to 5, which is actually something that like I've looked into. I'm sure you've looked into as well, because we still do 9 to 5s.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to the part-time, do you think it really did help with your social media journey?
It helped with the workload balance so much more, and I
yeah.
felt like I'm able to now be a bit more in charge of my gym routine, because I
Yeah.
want to prioritize that rather than being hunched over a
These
desk.
days we're waking
It's
up
so
at 7
unhealthy.
a.m. just to do shoots because worked at 9. Like, it's actually really
that's
hard.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like it freed up a lot of my availability as well for events.
Yeah.
And not just using my 2 days on a weekday, on a
Yeah.
weekend, sorry, for an event and then back to work on Monday.
yeah,
You know what I
you
mean?
don't get the rest that you
Yeah,
need.
you
What
don't.
about you? Did you do any 9 to 5 corporate roles, or
What
was
did
it
you
just
study?
straight social media?
So I studied primary education. So I graduated with a teaching degree. But while I was, anyone who's done a teaching, I think it's the same in England.
Yeah.
But all the courses in Scotland are 4 years long rather
Yeah,
than
yeah,
3.
yeah.
And to pass the degree, you have to do placement, right?
Oh, it's like a sandwich course. That's what we call it here. It's 2 years of studying, 1 year of like work experience, and then the final year of
Yeah.
study. So it's
No,
like
no, no.
sandwich.
So rather than it being like one solid year of work experience, it's like the second, third, and final year, you've got placement. So, for example, in the second year is like maybe a month.
It's like med.
Third year it
Yeah, yeah,
increases,
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
your responsibility on placement increases, and then your final year you go to like 2 different schools for like 3 months each. So it's like half the year you're on placement kind of thing. So that's how it was. So I was working. They weren't paying me, so it was a bit rough.
Yeah.
They were.
That's ruthless, bro.
Literally, it wasn't even a 9 to 5. I would call it. I would say it was like an 8 to 6, 7. You know,
Yeah.
because I was-
Teaching's difficult.
Exactly, and then
It's difficult.
exactly, and then one of the schools they put me at was an hour away, so I was driving an hour in the morning, and then 5 o'clock I'm driving an hour back.
So you had no time.
And
5
then
days a week? 5 days a
5
week?
days a week for like 3 months. That was just
Wow.
one school. 3-4 months, something like I can't remember how long. And then I did that, and then I went straight to the gym after. Like I would pack my things in my car, and I would go straight. It was like back to back to back to back, you know.
Yeah.
On top of that, I had my assignments, and I had to plan my lessons for the week ahead, and I always had to make sure I was on top of everything. So some people kind of think like, oh, you know, it must be easy for you now, because for me now, alhamdulillah, like it's full time for me, right?
Alhamdulillah.
But there was a lot that went into it before.
Nobody
I could go
even knows that
full-time.
kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody, like people like to pass judgment on things like that. But it's like I didn't just wake up one day and then I had
You grinded for it.
I actually did. I worked
Yeah.
for it, right? And you know, you always have to stay consistent and things like that. So it did
Yeah.
become a lot. There were a lot of periods where I was super burnt out. It was hard to manage, and like Maymah was saying, like trying to use your only 2 days to try and go to events and things like that. In fact, that for me, to be honest, a lot of the time was non-existent because I was up in Scotland and everything happens down here. So I had to really pick and choose, you know, what I could go on. And most events and stuff are during the week. Like they're very
Why
rarely
are they
during
on
the
a
week.
really 2 p.m.? 2
It's-
p.m.
yeah,
What am I gonna
it's
do?
like
Ask for annual leave at 2 p.m.
It's
with
so,
1 day notice.
honestly, like I just never really. But then I guess that's like the working
Yeah,
day, you know. But then it's like, you know, if things were on the weekend, it'd be so much easier for a lot of people. But that's just the way it is. So it was only until coming here that I actually was able to. I'm able to go to events and things like that. So I did work 9 to 5, and even before that, I would work as obviously, and that's until I stopped, and then I went full time with it basically.
I think like you said, no one knows the grind. Like even with us, even though we do 9 to 5s as well, I think people really like underestimate, because they think, oh, someone said this comment to me in the gym that really peed me off. So obviously I work for Honor, and she loves Honor, and she looks gorgeous in Honor, and she turned around and she said, oh, you must be very like happy that you get free clothes. And I looked at her and I was thinking, it's not just getting free clothes. There's grind to it. There's 5 a.m.s to it. There's investing in videographers for it. There's so much. So if anything, the money that I put in,
If I speak.
like literally, like the money that I put in is money for the brand.
No,
so if
legit, it's
anything,
true.
so I just felt like that was so like tone deaf to say. Like you can't say it must be nice getting free
But I
clothes.
feel like-
It's not just
time
about
as
the free
well.
clothes.
But you know what though? I do think, not that we're guilty of it, but I think we glamorize on social media too much. I'm guilty of it myself because I make content look like, oh guys, let's do a corporate 9 to 5 and then let's do content creating. And then I realized like, obviously I would love to post content when I'm fully burnt out, but then guys, it was so funny. I was so burnt out the last 2 weeks, right? I was looking at burnout content. Why was I about to get inspired to create burnout content while I'm really burnt out? I was like, I should have
Babe, turn the phone off.
Working at her lowest.
I was like, I need
Time
to
to go
dash my
touch grass.
Literally. Go breathe oxygen.
without my phone.
Honestly,
Without
but
the toes being done.
Honestly,
but babes, I
like-
hear it. Like
It's mad.
if I'm not motivated, I will go and I'll scroll and scroll until I find something. It doesn't even have to be something that I'm interested in. If it's something that's content worthy that I can post, I'll replicate. Like it's really, really hard as social media people and content creators to do that. But I think also people just don't understand what we go through and the balance that we have to do. Even you do full-time content creating, but you still have to balance
Do you take
family,
days off, you
everything.
reckon? Do you feel like you got like a structure, or do you not, considering you're full time?
So I say okay. I say full time, but I'm also part time, full time nanny.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes no
Okay.
sense. But I do my content creation. Like that's like my main, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also kind of help my my sister and my nieces and stuff like that. I'm happy to do that, of course.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that does take up my time. So I kind of so once, like for example, like if I drop them to school, if I take them to school for something, I kind of fit whatever I need to do within the time where they're at school. I do my work, and then I grab them from school, and then it's kind of like I help them with their homework and things like that.
Yeah.
And then so it's kind of like balancing two jobs, but it's like a calmer job. It's
Yeah.
less demanding.
It's still a job.
Yeah.
Your boss is your sister.
Still a job.
Yeah. But then obviously she's my sister, so
Yeah.
it doesn't even feel like I'm doing
Yeah.
it. Like,
But you're
they're just
still
my nieces.
doing
Yeah,
it.
like
Yeah.
I doesn't
Yeah.
feel like I'm doing anything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, although I'm full time with social media, it's not as easy for me to just get up and I always have to kind of like make sure the schedules align, and like we kind of help each other out. She helps me, I help her. Whenever I have an event or whenever I have somewhere to be, we
It works.
yeah, we make it work.
It works, yeah.
So that I can chase my dreams, but at the same time, like I can still be
Yeah.
there for her and things like that.
Yeah.
So I'm really grateful to have that kind of
Alhamdulillah.
dynamic. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
I think everyone's social media journeys are really different.
Yeah.
I think let's obviously go to Gymshark. So you found out you were a Gymshark athlete when they obviously reached out to you.
Yeah.
That was a brand that you've always dreamt of working with. How did that feel?
How long have you been with Gymshark as well?
Yeah,
for?
and
Like
that.
3 and a bit years.
And it feels like it's
now.
been longer.
A long time,
Weirdly,
yeah.
like it feels like
Yeah.
it's been longer.
And like when it first started as well, it wasn't even in my aspiration to be an athlete because I thought it wasn't possible for
First
me.
hijabi athlete, by the way.
Yeah,
First
yeah,
Gymshark
yeah.
hijabi athlete.
Drop the mic. Don't drop it. But drop the
Period.
mic.
But yeah, like no, but this is such a weird thing. It wasn't even in the line of my aspirations because I thought that it wasn't possible for me because I wanted
hear
a job.
it. Yeah, I hear
And
it.
I was very open about my opinions on this on Twitter. So I used to tweet that, oh yeah, Gymshark aren't gonna
That's so
make
true.
me
You were
an
chatting
athlete
crap about the
because
brand.
I've still got them. I've still got the tweets. I've still got them.
Chat shit,
and I
get
said
the
that-
athlete next day.
Yeah,
I love
literally.
that.
They probably felt blackmailed by me. Like we're gonna have to know because she said it all. But yeah, like I said that I feel like I don't really fit in with the other athletes. Like I don't know if I'd even be able to like promote what they have. And at that time there was literally nothing.
Yeah.
That hoodie, mate, you wouldn't even have that on if I'm joking. But like
It was all Maymah. Let's thank Maymah.
Yeah.
but like it was really difficult to find modest options then. And back in those days as well, I used to wear like more leggings and t-shirts type situation.
That's all they had, though.
Yeah, that's all they had. But also
Yeah.
that was like what I felt comfortable in. But if
Yeah.
that was all that was available now, then it would be a completely different ballgame.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So when I first became an athlete, it was like such a big shock because I was like, I'm under 10k, I'm like the smallest one here. I cover up, so you can't see this. So I can't really show how good this booty scrunch looks.
yeah.
But it was really weird because I didn't really know that it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then when it came to saying to my managers or whatever that, oh yeah, I can't really post this or whatever, they were all so understanding and they were
Yeah.
all so open to learning about Islam and like
Which is
the way
really
that we want to dress and what hijab
Yeah.
is and all that stuff. And I really appreciate from them because sometimes people don't ask questions out of like being scared, but they don't understand that sometimes that asking questions opens so many doors for them to
Yeah. I
understand.
agree.
And it's
of
not
course.
it's not- I wouldn't feel offended if
Yeah.
you asked a question because you genuinely didn't know. I'd rather that than you just have your own assumptions and
Yeah.
remain ignorant to what is actually happening.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that was great. And then over time, alhamdulillah, it's just been great because
Yeah.
they're so open. Like so many products have been developed over the time and it's just, yeah, it's so good.
I
now.
think what's great about Gymshark as well is that they've as a brand have shifted the narrative. So it started off with kind of aesthetic purposes, and now it's just all about lifting and being in the gym and having fun. And I think that's really cool, and that's great. And for obviously hijabi athletes to kind of be able to be included in the narrative, because I think that's the reason why you felt that way before, because Gymshark before was very like aesthetic, like very like build muscles, show those abs.
Look at my abs, look at this, look at that. Like if you look at the OG like Gymshark lift events, everyone was wearing the matching set, everyone had like all their gains out, and now it's like so much more diverse. And especially since Aliya came on, I was so gassed. I was like, finally. So obviously we have Liana, but she's huge, and she's obviously all the way in the US, and it's like every event we do here, I'm like, yeah guys, I'm the only one in joggers and long sleeve top and the only one with the hijab on. But now it's like, I've got it.
That's how I felt when Aisha joined as well. I was just like, twin, let's go.
It's just so nice to have someone else on your side, like with you, and also that they believe in your vision as well, because it's not gonna lie, Major Slay.
For sure. I think
y'all be looking good.
I also really love the way that you work with new drops. So obviously you've got like the matching sets, but you guys wear the joggers with like some nice you just work with it really well. You match. You do it with honor, to be fair.
Honestly though, I loved seeing like your the way you transformed, because like I've been following you for a minute, and like even when you signed with Gymshark, like your whole modesty journey and like you basically making it your own. Did you ever feel like it was something that you kind of were like, you were forced to have to get into that straight away, or do you reckon it was just naturally the timing, like you were considering, like what was your mind going through when you kind of
I didn't feel like because I was an athlete that I had to be more modest. It was more a personal internal change. Like I was like, oh yeah, like these tops are getting a bit too tight now for me to just like wear them with leggings or whatever. So then I used to have to like experiment with different types of styles as time went on, and like the more stronger I got and the more conscious I was of what I was doing in the gym. So when I first started, I just used to RDL in the middle of the weight floor. I didn't care because I wasn't conscious of that. Like I didn't know, I didn't see a problem with it or whatever. And there isn't a problem now, but I'm more discreet with what I do wear.
Of course.
And like more conscious of what shows when I do certain movements, and how I can't just wear a t-shirt now, because obviously if you're doing bench press or whatever, you'll be able to see your whole shoulder, armpit, whatever. It's just more thinking goes into what I'm wearing, and it's more suited towards practical movement rather than just
and that's why I love your journey so much, because I relate so much. Like I went from leggings to joggers, just to being more conscious with where with my outfits and like how I'm styling things. So like I can relate to you fully on that, and I love that, because you did that for Allah and Allah only, and not for the sake of the brand. And it shows a lot of growth and what we say, and we always say this on the pod as well, like, you know, when you like make small improvements within your deen, like for example actively dressing modestly, like those small baby steps that you walk towards Allah with, He runs towards you. And I hope you felt that in that journey as well. So, and
like it really helped my relationship with my hijab over time, because I felt more protective of my body because of how entitled people on the internet are.
We're like gonna get into that.
The comments that I get, why don't you show me your gains? You've made no progress, trying to gaslight me to show my own body. Are you out of your actual mind?
Let's just get into that now.
Let me rip it off for you, babe.
Like, your comments are in. I look at your.
Unreal. I'm like,
where does people come from?
Like, there's
like incels in her comments. All of them gather in her comments.
Like, I'm telling you, like, they don't even spread out. They just stay in.
Exactly.
Sometimes I'm like, maybe we should share it out a little bit.
Like what you receive it. I mean, don't get me wrong, we all receive it, but I think you get it on a different level.
Well,
like, do you wear a t-shirt we're not seeing or something? Like, is there like a secret?
So I basically stockpile these comments because they'll come up, but like I can screen them. So on TikTok as well, like I've got restricted comments. If like certain words come up, like, oh yeah, take the hijab off, that will be screened because this is a BS comment. Let me just rip it off now. Yeah, great. Yeah, thanks for your advice. Gone backwards.
Didn't think of that.
Yeah. Never crossed my mind. But yeah, like I stockpile them, so they're not all from recent posts. Okay. And then when it comes to a point where I want to like talk about this or be a point of inspiration for this, because I know that a lot of people might get this from internal members of their family, like, oh, what are you wearing that with hijab for? You may as well take it off. I want to amplify that kind of point of view and show people how it's so stupid and wrong to even think that or say that to someone else.
Yeah.
And I want to kind of pivot it and make it more of a humorous thing rather than
you do it in such a
look at this comment.
entertaining
I'm so
way, like
sad.
as in like you kind of like sprinkle your little humor into it, and
Yeah.
it's just like like us hijabis can have a sense of humor, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like we
Yeah.
can have personality, like,
Yeah.
and I love that because
Yeah.
very like it also makes them look like just as much as a joke man as well.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
And
That's
like there was a
stupid.
point in my journey where I was getting these comments from inside the house, and it just made me feel so sad. And I remember once as well, I did a collab with Islam Channel, and it was the day before I had my first shoot with Gymshark. And at this time, I didn't really feel well established. I didn't really have much confidence or
It's your first shoot.
my
It's gonna-
roots weren't really set, you know. So I really took these comments about my hijab because at the time I wore leggings, right? Ooh, spare me, I wore leggings. But like, whoa. And someone said, "Why are you wearing the hijab? That you're a disgrace to Islam, or you're not going to be a Muslim by next week. You're going to take the hijab off, whatever."
The next week is
And
wild,
I
by
took
the
that really, really personal. I like cried. I was debating on whether I should go to this shoot or if I should continue with this. Should I delete my Instagram? And I remember I was like gonna deactivate it, and then I thought, you know what? No, I'm not. And then I asked Islam Channel to turn the comments off, and I just remember that was a really, really pivotal point in my journey as an influencer, because it was like that was make or break. Like I could have stopped there, or I could have continued, and here I am.
No, that I remember my first viral video. I got the most maddest comments,
Yeah.
and I was at work, and I was like tears coming down. Like, do I delete this? Do I not? Do I remove? Like I think we've all gone through that phase of like, oh, should I just remove all my Instagram and just get rid of it all just because I might like go to hell because someone's telling me I'm gonna go to hell. It's just not ideal with the whole thing. But at the end of the day, Allah only knows our intentions.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, growth is growth, and that's amazing.
I think that's the most important thing as well, to
Yeah.
remind other people that the people on the internet don't know the internal struggles that you've been through and everything that has led you to this point.
Exactly.
This point right now might be modest to you, but you don't know where I've come from and what I used to wear back in the day.
Yeah.
Period.
And
yeah.
where I'm planning on going to in the future,
Yeah,
inshallah.
exactly.
Like, you have absolutely no idea to criticize me in this one point of my journey. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Exactly.
And it's just literally a random person, like, just delete them.
Yeah.
Or
Also
block
just-
them.
Exactly.
Honestly,
Block.
advise in private. Like really
Yeah.
and truly, if you genuinely mean something well, like I always think this, like really and truly, like, is there a need to go on a whole public platform, speak every single verse that you can think of in the character account, and then instead of just going and privately doing it in the way that you've been taught to do? Like, I think there's levels to it, and I feel like people just sometimes forget that, and
Yeah.
it is really, it takes a lot of thick skin.
100%.
Social media takes a lot of thick skin.
100%.
And they'll say that. They'll say, oh, take it off. So they have a problem with what you're wearing now. They'll say, take it off. You take it off. They have a problem with that as well. 'cause
Yeah.
you've taken it
Sister,
off.
where's your hijab?
And it's like, you can't really
Yeah.
win. So at the end of the day, like,
Yeah.
there's no point in, you
No,
know, stress yourself with the opinions of
seriously.
people who have never met you a day in your life. They don't know where you're coming from, where you're going.
Yeah.
They don't even know where they're going. You know, a lot of arrogance.
I
on
find
the
it so
internet
funny when
they-
like there's like girls commenting about like our modesty and we're trying our hardest, yet the girl's profile is like
isn't wearing a job.
isn't wearing a hijab.
Oh.
Isn't
my
it's
God.
like
She'll be like,
wear
oh,
it then.
I'm gonna wear it.
Exactly.
She'll be like, oh, I'm gonna wear it when I'm ready.
Do
I'm
it
like,
then.
oh, do it then.
Do it then.
If
And then
it's
send me a
so
picture
easy,
after.
if it's so easy, why don't you wear it?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. You're a Gymshark athlete as well, and obviously you found out. I remember you told me actually. The first person to find out. It was actually at the Alpha Manchester event.
Yeah.
We were
That
having
was
a little
only
heart
this
to heart.
year.
Literally this year, we were having a little cheeky heart to heart, and she was like, "Aisha, guess what?"
Everyone, no, because I hadn't signed at this time.
Yeah,
point.
you
I
were
was still waiting for
deciding.
them to get back to me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then they had taken, like, I think it was like a couple weeks, and I was like, oh, they've changed their mind.
Yeah.
They
No,
don't
but I don't want me anymore.
Yeah,
So
naturally,
then,
yeah.
So then I said, you had gone with like Shaz and everyone to go
yeah,
set up and
yeah,
things.
yeah.
So then I was like, I was just sitting on this bad boy piece of information.
Yeah.
So I was like, Aisha, guess what?
But you were buzzing to tell people,
I was,
right?
bro.
Yeah.
I was,
You
you know,
should. Do you know
because
what I mean? It's
I'm
big
a
and
very
boy.
big, like, I don't say anything prematurely because I believe in, you know, unless something's set in stone, I don't like to say anything.
Yeah.
Which is good.
No matter how exciting it might be, I might tell like someone like immediately there because it's like, bro, I might burst, you know.
Yeah.
So I told Aisha. At that time, I hadn't been signed yet. And then I think I was talking to you about, because I think prior to that, I was an affiliate for Gymshark, but like I could still work with other brands. And at one point,
You
I
were
think
non-exclusive.
Honor Active said they wanted. I think this is December time. I remember because like the Christmas period. they DM and said, oh, like, we want to send you something. And I was like, oh my God.
What role do I go on?
No, this was before Gymshark. Yeah, this is before Gymshark. Like, no, before Gymshark, like, wanted me to be an athlete. Honor had said they're going to send me something cool. I was like, oh, yeah, like, I gave them a size. And they never sent me anything. I was like, oh, wow, ouch. And then, I didn't think anything of it. And then Gymshark came with the, you know, they were like, it was time to, like, because initially it was like a 3-month period kind of, and then my manager said, oh yeah, they want to jump on a call with you. And I was like, oh, that's it. They're scrapping me off, guys. They're scrapping me off. But then it's like, it was a good email. Like, it was positive. So I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and then I thought maybe it was like a shoot. Maybe they'll do a little cheeky shoot, right? Maybe I'll be on a billboard, right? And then, I said, I remember, like, on the thing, it said Aliya X Gymshark athlete. I was like, me and my manager, we sat there, right? You know when you have to act like you've been here before?
Yeah.
We sat there, we were like...
Composure.
Guys, it was so funny. I was like...
Yeah. Literally, like, kicking your feet in your head. She was like,
do you have any questions? I was like, no. And then after the call, me and my manager started tweaking. We were like, oh my God, this is crazy, you know? Yeah. Because, you know, obviously, Maymah was the first, and I knew of Maymah, and I knew of Liana. Yeah. Obviously, Liana was in the States and things, so it's like I could kind of relate more to kind of people who are around me. Yeah. So I knew of Maymah more. But Liana, I was following her for years. She's definitely one of the top creators for me. Even before she put the hijab on and things like that.
Same. I thought Liana's super fan. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Inshallah, Liana will come here next time.
Yeah. So yeah, it was Liana, Maymah. I was like, oh right, like Gymshark. And even if you look at my old videos, like from the past, I was always rocking Gymshark. So that it was always something that that was in my head, kind of thing. And yeah, so they said that, and I was pretty shocked because I didn't expect. The turnaround time was 3 months, guys. Yeah. I was an affiliate for 3 months, and then 3 months later,
that's what happened to me with Honor.
3 months later, I was an athlete. I expected, like, okay, I'm gonna have to grind. Like, this is gonna be like a long, you know, like this is gonna be a while.
Yeah, it's very overwhelming. Like, I can relate to that. And then it happens out of nowhere.
Exactly, and the thing is, there's so many people like Aliya, Fatima, so many like there's hundreds of other Gymshark athletes, Gymshark affiliates and stuff. So I was like, why would they pick me? And even you could say like
imposter syndrome, right?
Bro, I was like, me? Like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
And even you could even say calisthenics, but there's a girl I met, Nadine. She's an like an actual athlete, like she competes and stuff and things like that. She's sick, and I met her at a Black Friday shoot. So I was like, but they could have gone for her. But then I was like, you know,
you always doubt things.
You doubt, you doubt all the time. You're like, there's so many like amazing people, and and that's another thing. You get into you put yourself into that cycle of like, I have to make sure I'm always showing as my best. Yeah. Whereas what people really want to see is the journey. Yeah. Because you could turn around tomorrow and, like, you know, you can do everything. You can bench 200 kg, you know, as a woman. But it's not going to... People can't relate to that. Because, you know, they can't... It's like, oh, wow, yeah, that's really cool and that's admirable. But if you show people how you got to where you are now, people can relate. They can see the ups, they can see the downs, you know.
That's how you build the community.
You build a community, exactly. And I kind of had to get myself out of that, thinking that I need to stop waiting until I can... do X, Y, and Z before I post this or I post that. And I honestly, I don't know what Gymshark saw in me, but yeah.
Gymshark wants you for a very, very obvious reason. It's because of how you hold yourself as well. Like, it's not just about what you do, it's about who you are as well. Like, same for you, Maymah. I feel like you're an athlete because of your character as well as, like, you know, Maymah on social media, you know. So, like, you both are incredibly inspirational for a lot of people, and you guys have smashed it. You did a freaking shoot with Liana Diva herself, bro.
Oh my god.
Chat to me about that, girl.
She's so calm, like.
No, honestly, that's a freaking, like, insane.
That was the second time I met her.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, in Dubai, girl. Oh my god, that was the most, okay. last year was one of the craziest years of my whole life. Because what are you telling me? I'm going to New York and Dubai for work in the same
girl from
year.
Leeds. Come on now.
Literally from the ends, like, what am I doing here? It was imposter syndrome the whole year. I'm not even gonna lie. So Gymshark lift was in New York. That was flipping insane. What the hell? I remember booking that annual leave for that. I'm thinking, yeah, guys, I'm flipping off to New York for work. See you later. And then, oh my God, so the turnaround for the Dubai shoot was really quick. And I remember looking at the rota and thinking, I'm never going to get this leave. And my manager was off, so I had to call like the manager's manager. And I was like, I've got this once in a lifetime.
I'm about to say, you have to go. Like,
literally.
way.
I was literally like coming up with backup plans, like, who can I say is not here anymore? Who can I, like, what can I do?
It has to be someone that's already gone.
Of course, man.
I was asking people, like, what excuses do you give for work? Like, how am I going to do this?
Google how to make excuses to go to work.
Literally, I've never done that before in my life. But anyway, the shoot with Liana, it was so fun. Like, she's so great. And, oh my God, it was so hot.
I can imagine you were in a freaking desert, right?
And they made me wear like a rest day hoodie, and I don't know why it was a hoodie. I was dying, I was sweating.
Yeah.
But
The glow was real though.
the glow really was
mood
real.
that you had at that, like, I was remembering some pictures, like,
I was
damn.
buzzing. I should have maybe gone on a cut before I did it, but it's fine.
You know what? I feel the same when I go to shoots. I'm like, why not prepared?
Like, I had to
I look at myself
suck in my
I
stomach.
know I'm modest, but low key internally, I know I'm gonna wear something loose. But internally, I'm like, why not prepared?
But yeah, no, it was really, really good. And she's a really. It's funny what she's like behind closed doors. Like, she's just like us.
Yeah.
Like, she was laughing at jokes that the photographer was making.
Yeah.
A bee came and nearly stung us both, and she was like, what the hell is even a worker's bee?
Yeah.
Because they called it a worker's bee, and she was like, what's a worker's bee? Isn't it just normal?
That's, you know, Dubai bees are different as well.
Yeah.
Bees a bee.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, she's really, really, really nice to like just have a normal chat with.
Yeah. Well, listen, your social medias have developed you to do things like this, who you are, your characters, and again, I'll say it 5 million times, you guys have absolutely smashed it. Obviously, apart from social media, your personal life, like, what else do you guys want to achieve? Like, do you guys want to settle down
for
soon?
2025?
Like, what's on the cards? Silence.
They're like, and we're done.
On a real one though, like, obviously we all get pressures of like marriage and stuff. Like, is this something that you guys want to maybe do, like, be into, or? She's like,
have you seen the market?
no, sis, I hear it. I hear it.
You know what's so
Yeah, I
funny?
hear
You
it.
know that
Fair,
Dell
fair,
thing
fair,
is just
fair,
like, you have to be like, have you seen the market?
See the market, bro.
Have you seen the scraps that I left out? I'm not starving. I'm busy.
Yeah, you're busy.
I got plans to
drought.
achieve.
Yeah.
Literally a drought.
You know what? I want to do is I want to play the bare. Have you seen the bare minimum princess treatment challenge on social media?
I haven't seen
Yeah.
that.
But basically, you read something out that you expect from apartment. You read something out that you expect from a partner, and you either say if that's bare minimum in a relationship or princess treatment. Okay, so let me read some out for you guys.
I'm gonna stay silent just in case.
Yeah.
Bare minimum. Princess.
Yeah. Okay, ready?
So we just say it at the same time.
We'll say it the
Yeah.
same. I'll go 3, 2, 1.
And then we
Get
can just
involved
say
if
it.
you want. If you think it's bare minimum princess treatment. Okay.
I'm gonna keep my
Ready?
eyes closed to be extra.
All right, ready? So the first one, opening doors for you.
Bare
3.
minimum.
Okay, I was gonna fine, because that was bare minimum anyways. You didn't need a countdown.
We're like, bare
You didn't
minimum.
need a countdown. That's fine. We'll leave the countdown. Buying you snacks when you're on your period. Bare minimum. Yeah. Okay, fine. Giving you the bigger cupboard space in the room.
Bare minimum.
Yeah.
Have they not seen how many drops I come from just fucking on
Men will wear
Yeah,
the same
literally.
3 shirts year round.
Year
They don't
round,
need
yeah.
a
We've
big
got
space.
outfits on rotation, bro.
That space is already mine.
That one
Because you
black
need
tee.
different. You need different color hijab, different color undercut.
Exactly. Period. Underlayers, socks, bro. You've got to match socks with the joggers. I hear
It's
it.
got to make sense.
Walking on the traffic side of the path.
Bare
Bare
minimum.
minimum.
Do you want me to die?
My safety. Exactly. You're not.
Exactly.
You're
Exactly.
not,
You're meant to be my protector. Do you know what I mean? You protect me.
Speechless,
Okay, fine. You get a parking ticket. He pays for it.
Bare
minimum.
It's probably
You're
his
the
car.
provider.
He's the one that probably told me to stop there.
Yeah.
Jump
He
out.
told me to park on that double yellow. So yeah. Remembering your coffee order. Bare minimum.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
What is you guys? Are you coffee drinkers? You're a matcha girly, aren't you?
I like matcha. I like anything really. I like a hot drink. I like drinks.
I like water.
I like drinks.
She goes, I like drinks.
No, because you know what? I was gonna go down the whole list of of drinks. I was like, do you know what? I like drinks.
Calm down, to the point. We get it.
All right. Let me give you one more. Let's do warming up the car in the driveway at winter. Bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Honestly, everything's bare minimum at this point, don't you think?
Yeah, like you should be.
What is princess treatment? Like, what is princess treatment, please? Nothing. There we go. Bare minimum
What's
is everything.
princess treatment that I can't already do for myself?
You know, oh my god, guys, I
thank
saw a
you.
TikTok. I hate to be that podcast, guys, but there was something like a great man is just like a great, amazing man is just an average woman in the sense of like, you know, like a woman that's like financially literate, independent, looks
Emotionally
after her family.
stable.
Yeah, emotionally stable, looks after herself,
Yeah.
looks after her family, looks after her health. Really and truly, we glorify that, but we just do that.
Like, we do that on a
as
daily basis.
bare minimum.
Exactly, bare minimum. All right, girlies. Thank you so much for coming on the pod. That was such a fun conversation. We need to do a part 2, I'm not going to lie, because I felt like we had so much more to talk about.
Yeah.
But we do need to wrap things up. We're going to do our final segment on the pod, which is called Sister Secret. Basically, the previous guest, which was Anila Active, she wrote a question, and you guys will need to answer the question. And then what you'll do is you'll write a question, a challenge, whatever it is, but from what you believe is truly right for you. And then you'll need to write a question collectively for the next guest.
Question
basically.
or
A
statement, like
a
challenge.
statement. Yeah, for them to react to. So because you guys are on both sides, I think I'll just read
let's
it
go.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So what Anila wrote in the last episode is, if you could tell your 16-year-old self one thing, what would it be?
16-year-old Guapacito, 16-year-old
you know
Maymah
what, yeah.
still lives at that point.
I think about 16-year-old self, and I just wish, she didn't even want to be on this planet. So like, I just wish that I could just hug her and be like, every single thing that you dreamed of has come true. Like, you're able to go on holidays with your friends. Like, you're confident now. You can speak to people. Like, it gets so much better. And obviously, when you're at that time, you're just like, oh yeah, like, I don't know, this like hell is reoccurring, but it gets better, and it's actually true when people say there's light at the end of the tunnel.
100%. I love that. I really love that.
I want to hug 16-year-old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do as well.
Yeah.
What about you?
I would say the same kind of thing. Like, I think when I was 16, I was very I dealt with social anxiety a lot of my large majority of my life. Like, it was crippling. Like, for example, I couldn't even there was one point where I couldn't even, if I was in a shop, let's say I was getting food or something, I couldn't even ask the guy, yo, like, can I get a packet of ketchup? You know what I mean? I couldn't even, that for me was a lot. I couldn't do anything without the fear of doing something stupid or embarrassing myself, or, you know what I mean? And it was only like, if I knew you, like my friends and stuff like that, I was calm, I was bubbly, whatever. But I think I'll tell her that aspect of it definitely got better, and I feel like it got better because I moved out for uni, so I had to kind of fend for myself.
Yeah,
you know, you kind of
I
forced to
hear it.
fend for
I
yourself.
know what it's. Yeah.
So it did get better. Like, it was really bad for me. It was, anyone who's ever dealt with like serious social anxiety knows what I'm talking about. Everything that is so trivial, so regular to everyone else, just becomes a task for you. But things do get better, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with my life as well. I was very confused, very torn between, you know, what do I do down as a career path? What I wanted to do weren't many jobs. You know, like, just literally a state of confusion. I would tell her, like, things work out, you know, you just have to take a day at a time rather than thinking too far ahead, especially at such a young age. You're still figuring yourself out. Sometimes the worst thing you can do is think too far ahead. Yeah. And all you need to deal with is the 24 hours you have there and then, basically. That's kind of like what I would tell her.
What's that saying? It's like, if you if you constantly live in the future, you'll be anxious. If you constantly live in the past, you'll be depressed. Yeah. So stay in the present and just enjoy the 24 hours.
And there's no amount of worrying or planning that will ensure you have the future you want. Obviously, life throws you curveballs at any given moment. You just have to be prepared to deal with whatever comes and trust in God that He will guide you through whatever it is. And that's honestly the best way to live your life, really.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Girls, thank you so much. I'm going to hand you a piece of paper so you can write your sister secret for the next guest. Thank you so much for coming on the
I
pod.
will let you guys.
Thank you for having us.
She's gone to the toilet. Guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Sorry, guys.
Like, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next one. See you later.